Future Sight here with Leanne and Davin from Stantec, and Davin's Skyping with us from Seattle. So now that we know about your personal journey, Leanne, from student to professional engineer, share some of the stories that people should know about teamwork, collaboration, and communication to ensure that projects go smoothly. What's an example of, let's take effective collaboration on projects? Davin, does it differ from design to construction?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it does differ in many ways, though there are some similarities as well that sort of carry across. For example, for the Milner Library Renewal Project, during design, we were working with an architecture group, Stantec in Edmonton, and also an architecture group, People, in Toronto. And so that required a lot of conversations over distance and a lot of listening on our part, and working to resolve the constraints of the design in a very sort of fluid manner where multiple schemes for the project, particularly in early design, were evolving fairly rapidly. Now, my understanding, Leanne, is that during construction, the collaboration aspect also involves a lot of listening, but it shifts a little bit, right?
Oh, exactly. I think when you're in the design stage, you're focusing a bit more on, say, the bigger picture where you're finished library, and that is, the architect's vision, what the owner is looking for. But in construction, it almost seems to flip and zoom in a little bit, where you're thinking of the day-to-day. Is this going to be constructible, and is this going to be cost-effective? And I think communication, you're right, Davin, was definitely something that we had to emphasize, and definitely listening. I think that there can always be a bit more challenging conversations while on site.
And I wanted to know, what actions did you and Davin take to establish positive relationships with the design and construction teams? And, think of everything that you may need, that you've learned and you'd like to do differently in the future.
Yeah, I think being able to be open is probably one of the big things, because the guys on site have a huge wealth of knowledge, and they're the ones who at the end of the day have to put it together. So if I can tap into their knowledge and if I can work with them, that makes things go so much smoother. Did you find the same thing in the design process, Davin?
Yeah, absolutely. To establish those long-lasting and positive relationships, for us, a big part of it was, just the basics, right? Listening carefully, really understanding what the architect is looking for. And, we had conversations as well with the contractor in those early days to hear about their constraints as well. And then also part of it, when you're working, with teams that are spread out, it's good to just gather everyone in a room every now and again, and just create that sort of in-person communication and sort of interaction, which I think goes a long way in creating a productive working relationship, and also a design that comes together smoothly.